Brooke. I'm a senior in the Nutrition and Dietetics department at St. Louis University. Today I'm going to be making some root beer floats, but I'm going to show you how to make the sweet cream ice cream for it. As I've done my culinary training here at SLU, I've learned a lot of really interesting recipes and intricate things I can make, but I think my favorite things are the simplest things that remind me of memories from the past. So, ice cream root beer floats is the simplest thing I can think of. So, you want to start off with an ice bath. Really simple, half full of ice, and then just enough water to kind of suspend the ice. You definitely want more ice than water. So just enough, and we're going to let that get cold while we start the rest of our recipe. Okay, the next step. I have 4 tablespoons of cream cheese that's been softening for a couple hours now, and I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And just whisk that together. It's definitely a little hard to whisk even if it's been softening, but don't worry, it'll soften later. And now I have in here 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry, which is going to help thicken our ice cream. So in the total recipe, I have 2 cups and 2/3 cups of milk. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons out of this and put it into our slurry and get that ready. So you just want to stir this up until it's sort of the consistency of heavy cream. It should help to thicken the ice cream once we put it on the stove. So it's going to be just a little thick. Okay, and then you can set that aside. So, to form the main part of your base, you need a big pot, bigger than you think you're going to need, because when it boils, it's going to boil up pretty high, and you need that space. So the rest of our milk that we took the 2 tablespoons out of, it's whole milk, and then 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I have 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 of a cup of light corn syrup. You can find this by the pancake syrup in your grocery store. So you want to give that a little stir. This is going to go on medium-high to high heat. You want to boil it for 4 minutes. After the 4 minutes, you're going to add your cornstarch slurry. You're going to take it off the heat and then add your cornstarch slurry. Put it back on the heat for a minute and let it boil for just 1 more minute. I have a pot that I already have heated up. So you can see it's kind of thickened. You're going to take that and add it to your cream cheese and salt mixture. So just add a little bit first to get the cream cheese to incorporate, because if you just add the whole mixture first, you could get lumpy cream cheese bits in it, which isn't very nice in ice cream. So just get your cream cheese incorporated, and then add the rest of your mixture. Give that a really quick stir. It should be pretty easy to incorporate since you already added that little bit at first. So now you want to put this in a gallon plastic bag. If you don't have a helper to hold the plastic bag for you, or you don't trust your helper, you can get a quart container and set it up and just pull the lip over the container, or any kind of container you have that'll hold all of this, but it's about 1 quart of liquid. So that will help keep it held up for you. And you don't have to worry about spilling it anywhere. Okay, so after that, you want to seal the bag. You can take out some of the air, but don't worry about it too much. You're going to take this bag and put it in our ice bath for about half an hour. You want to make sure that it's nice and cool, but it doesn't have to be totally frozen, but it will start to thicken up after a while, and you want to make sure that that happens. If it doesn't, it means you probably didn't cook your cornstarch slurry long enough after the initial 4 minutes. So I already have a bag that has been cooled. It's nice and cold. It's a little thick. You want to pull your ice cream maker out of the freezer. You should have had it in the freezer for probably overnight, if not longer, as long as you can really, to get it nice and cold. So you can just pour this right into your ice cream maker. You don't have to have anything fancy. In fact, sometimes the cheaper ones are better because they don't use anything that's going to create a lot of heat and melt your ice cream, because the freezing process is really important. So, just get this on the right way. And I chose ice cream because it reminds me of summers at a lake house with my family. We used to get ice cream and Spruckers root beer in Wisconsin. It was really cool to have that local ice cream and local root beer that we had after a long day at the lake. So you're going to turn this for about 25 minutes until it's sort of applesaucey. It's going to thicken up, but not all the way. The rest of that happens in the freezer. So you want to transfer this to another container that's holds a quart of liquid. And I have one already finished. So we have some that's been freezing overnight. And to serve this, you want to take a glass. I love mason jars. My mom always has mason jars in her cabinet, so they remind me of home. A nice 2 scoops in there. And usually we'd have Spruckers in my home, but since we're in St. Louis, I figured Fitz's would work. So we'll do Fitz's action. And pour that over. Really simple and delicious. And there's that. If you are looking for an adult drink, we also can do hard root beer. But other than that, it's really simple and easy, and I think it just reminds me of home.